Oh, hi there. It is I. Hi, Cairo Star, friendly the alien strand here on the third rock from the sun. And I gotta make clothing today for the ball jointed doll. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I forgot my thread. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna start with the mesh top because there's the first container I grabbed. So let me grab the pattern. This is just a tape template. That's the pattern I designed last time. Let me adjust my webcam with all this stuff here because I like the lighting. Disappeared on me. There it is. Okay, there we go. That. I'll try one more time on configure video. Just double check. Okay, there we go. So I don't need this anymore. I have like all the fabric I need. I'm gonna start with the top. So I haven't used it in a while, so I took the mesh off my pop filter, which I think I ended up having to replace at some point with just a nylon stocking already. So I'm gonna use that for the top. Let me get some scissors out. I'm going to do my best to make this into a top. I hope I have enough. I'm just going to avoid the seam here by just carefully cutting until I can hopefully. Now, I don't know if I have enough of this material. If I don't, I got other ideas. I'll just have to disturb my dog. Which isn't hard, he's already kind of disturbed. Ba-dum-bum, Tish. He's disturbed because I'm so mean to him. Yeah, all I can find was this. Okay. So I'm hoping that this will be enough. Let me get something to protect the table. We'll do that. Go to the paper. I really need to figure out what I'm going to do this. But that's something for another time. I gotta clean off my shelving right here and I don't wanna. To be perfectly honest, I don't wanna. Sorry about my mic. Okay. That way I can protect the table. I need to get some more paint markers. Let me put this over here. I think this marker's dead. I think this is joined by other paint markers. Next idea. Pins. I'm not as dumb as I look. I was already prepared with pins. Mainly because I got some needles there I can use and on my pin cushion, and I didn't have to dig out my pins or my needles. I'm gonna lower that pin. Get like right into my finger there. Perfect. Yeah, that way blood, sweat, and tears can get on this. So I start bleeding, I'll soon want to start crying. And it's not a craft project without blood, sweat, and tears. Blood because you poked yourself with a pin or needle. Tears because you poked yourself with a pin or a needle and it hurt. And sweat because it's hot. I just hope I have enough. Otherwise, it's going to be a tank top. I'm not sure Equinox would mind, though. What I'm going to do is just get this piece done, cut it out, and then get the next piece on, which are going to be the front and back pieces. My sleeves must still be in the container. I think somewhere it shifted. So I'm going to try to unshift. Once again, poke myself in the fingers. The only way to get a project done. I do find I do tend to have a lot of projects where blood, sweat, and tears do go into it. Um, I am not going to be doing a hand cam on Thursday next week. I'm going to be heading out to. I got a gig. I got a house to clean. Gig worker right here. So I got a house to clean on Thursday. So I'm going to move it up to Wednesday next week because I'm going to be doing stuff already. So just thought I'd let you know early. I'm just going to move it up to Wednesday next week. And I don't know if I'm going to be playing Paralives or Skyrim this coming week. Because it's the end of the month and I kind of want to do $1 a month. I think I can work with that. I'm just going to pop these down right here because I'm going to have to use some of these pins again. Oh, I got the sleeve right there. I'm going to grab this. So, I'm going to put the top there and the patterns here. Okay, now I need to fold this in half. Nope. It'll be the easiest way. I don't know if I'll have enough of the sleeves, but I do want to have enough at least for the back. I can get rid of this paper, I think. There we go. I'm going to keep the pattern. And because it's kind of stretch, I'm not going to worry about a seam allowance. So once again, I only got this much. I mean, I could just go with a tank top. If I need to. If I need to. Ow. Ow! Pins. Okay. I can put the rest of those pins back. Pins put back. I don't need them, and I don't want any dropping on the floor where my puppy could accidentally step on one or eat one because he thinks it's a crumb. And he is very food driven. Very food driven. All of our dogs right now are very food driven. Into the paper. I think I'm going to go up the middle. If I can here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get done with the clothes today. Because sewing takes a while. But I am going to hopefully get through like one top. One piece. I'm going to start with the mesh top. Then I'm going to go with the jacket. And then I'm going to go with the pants and the shoes in that order. I'm going to see if there's any pieces big enough for 2 sleeves. Or us, so I can print up or make 2 sleeves. I need 2 pieces big enough for sleeves. And I'm just using format foam for my pin cushion. Been with me for a while for so many costumes now. Or so many partial costumes, I should say. Okay. I'm not sure I'll have a piece big enough for a sleeve. Nope. Nope. Yeah, that's the biggest pieces. So it's going to be a tank top. I don't have a container over here for scrap here. So it's going to have to be a tank top. One thing about this is it's very good at finding like the little spots you really can't see where you got like a chunk of skin standing up off the hand. Okay. Where you poked yourself with a pin accidentally. Okay. I'm gonna use this needle because it's already got black thread on it for my offline doll project. There we go. I'm going to start up here. There we go. Nothing interesting's really been happening this week. This weekend stuff might be happening. One of our friends who's is having is having a little birthday celebration, and their partner is a DM. So I might be playing some D&D this weekend. And they're being kind of whatever you want. On what you want to play. So I decided to start looking around in my in Planescape and Spelljammer because I have the boxes. Because Planescape and Spelljammer. And I grew up with 2nd edition when those two settings were created. And well, I have a couple ideas in mind. Actually, isn't there a way I can just add that to stream? Okay. I'm adding a poll. Oh, it's using bits. Or it's using channel points. I don't want to do that. I don't want to use channel points for it. I don't want it to cost anything. But what I am thinking is either an astral elf rogue from Spelljammer or a plasmoid monk. Because, Astral elf sounds kind of cool because it's kind of like my model. To be perfectly honest, it's kind of like my model. Just without the antenna and the green skin. And rogue because I'm used to playing rogues. I like the rogue class. I've been a thief player since 2nd edition. So, that could be fun. Or Plasmoid Monk. Because I like the idea that they're a puddle of ooze in their natural state. They can maintain a humanoid form. And Monk because I like the idea of flavoring like flurry of blows with like it's a protrusion coming from their semi-rigid body. Instead of just using like arms or feet. Okay, I'm hoping that's tight enough. I'm gonna grab my smaller scissors. I'm prepared. I'm gonna put my thread in here for now until I need more. I'm gonna go down here next. Okay. Okay. Come on, get in there. There we go. And this isn't. I mean, I've had to make I made tops out of fishnets, so for puppets. So I think I can handle nylon stocking for a doll. I'm hoping people are having nice times today. It's actually quite lovely out today. I haven't been out far, just to the back pen, but yeah. Hopefully that means the weather's going to be nice this weekend. Because the little birthday celebration we're doing for a friend is going to be at a park, at a state park. Going to be at a state park, so we're going to be outside. I mean, I pretty much already grabbed all my stuff. I got my dice, got my I got my books. I just have to make the character, and we'll be doing shopping tomorrow. We're making a dessert, not cake. And to be honest, you don't have to have cake on your birthday. I'm a non-cake person. I like pumpkin pie. I like having pumpkin pie on my birthday. I know cake is traditional, and I have no problem with cake. But I do like having, non-traditional desserts on birthdays. I mean, I'm gonna be honest though, the pumpkin pie thing, I think it's also because it's the time of year. I think if I was like a summer baby or something. But I'm October. I'm an October baby. So I like kind of fall desserts. Pumpkin pie being one of my favorites. Maybe I'll pick up a pumpkin pie this weekend. I like pumpkin pie. Now, the weird thing about me and with pumpkin pie is I'm not a whipped cream person. I'm not. I like pumpkin pie as is. I mean, I don't hate whipped cream. I just don't need it on pumpkin pie. And whenever we pick up a pumpkin pie for me, my partner's like, gotta figure, thinks I'm gonna probably want whipped cream because everybody wants whipped topping. They want whipped cream or whipped topping. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I like the spices in the pumpkin pie. And yet I don't like other pumpkin desserts. I don't hate them, but I don't need a pumpkin roll or pumpkin cookies or pumpkin spice something. I like pumpkin pie and pumpkin donuts. I don't need pumpkin spice cereal, breakfast cereals. I don't need pumpkin spice drinks. But pumpkin pie, pumpkin donuts, yeah, I'm happy with. Now I'm really wanting it to be fall. Pumpkin donuts. Oh man, I want a pumpkin donut so bad now. I am a donut person. I love donuts. I love them. I adore donuts. I think part of it's, because I never really got them that much as a kid. Really couldn't afford, going down to a bakery and getting donuts. So they were kind of a rare thing, visiting a grandma's house and getting donuts was rare. I didn't start getting them on a more regular basis until uh, you know until like second instruction for the school plays. And donuts were a common thing. Oh yeah, that'll work fine. I think that'll work fine. Once it's done, I'm gonna put it right onto the doll. Where's it? Since there's no right side or wrong side on the fabric itself, it's a little difficult. I just hope it fits. It should. It should fit fine. I am not positive. I'm gonna get a drink soon. I'm just gonna hold that in maybe in a little bit. No. Yeah, this weekend looks like it might be fun. Or at least interesting. And I don't mind an interesting weekend. And it's not like it's going to be a big camping thing or anything. It's just going to a state park, having food, hanging out, play D&D. And have fun. I'm going to be honest. I was having this weekend, I was having like a grognard realization about me. So, system wise, yeah, I'm not a grognard. I like 5e. I like 3e. I don't like 4e. But 3e, 5e were fine. Were fine. It simplified the mechanics a bit, which honestly, it's kind of nice having somewhat simpler mechanics. The fact that I don't have to worry about Sacco ever again. Um, I don't have to worry about Sacco. I'm happy about. I'm really happy. I like the fact that it's a simpler system. So it's not the systems. It's D&D Beyond, I think. I'm not a big fan of that. I like having my books. I just love having a physical book to look through to figure out characters and character classes and stuff like that. I think that's where my grognardness is. It's just in having physical books. It's having a character sheet written on paper. A digital backup of a character sheet is nice. But there's something about making a character on a piece of paper with a pencil. It's there it is. There we go. It's having the character, making a character sheet with a paper and pencil. It's having a book. It's writing notes. And like having a digital character sheet or something like D&D Beyond, I think is great for like online campaigns. I mean, I'm fine with that. But I'll still have a physical character sheet for me. I will make a character on a piece of paper. I will rather flip through books, even if I was playing online. It's just, it's that kind of, it makes me feel nice. I like the feel of dice in my hand. and rolling them. I would much rather have that, get a natural one than do that do that on a virtual tabletop. Yeah, take a quick check. Just got a text. Okay. My mom's getting her car worked on. Her car's been out of commission the last couple of days, so she's been bored. And when she's bored, she's usually then working on photography stuff, like doing the tweaks and the minor edits and stuff she wants to do to her photos. And she was having some computer issues the other day, minor computer issues. So, I was just checking to see if she was texting about like a minor some minor issue she was having. Something that's not like, scam or something, but just a minor thing with Windows. So just seeing if it was that, if I had to, try to figure out what it was and help. Because I'm the computer guy of the family. I've always loved computers, but I'm not a tech person. I see some of the VTubers I follow, like Cat Floxworthy, and they're like, building complex, having, multiple computers and building their computers and stuff, purpose built for, various things. And here I am, at the most, replacing the hard drive in a laptop or putting some extra RAM in a laptop. I mean, I've already added a second hard drive to this laptop and, replaced or added some RAM. So me and my partner could actually play a very specific video game that we were both very excited for. Turned out to be not as good as the previous ones in the series. And potentially the last one in the series. Which kind of makes me sad. If Dragon Age Veilguard is the last game of the Dragon Age series, I'm sad. But it sounds like it might be, unless somebody else gets charge of Dragon Age. Okay. I gotta put this onto the doll here once I'm ready. And sew it on. The top is not coming off easily. Let's just take off some of the thread bits here so they don't get caught in the sewing. Okay. Okay. So, be fine. That should be fine. Okay. Okay, got it. So, I'm kind of thinking to add something to the top and maybe the bottom, like around the neck and the waist. I'm not going to worry about the sleeve holes now, but I take a piece of elastic, some of my scrap elastic, and just kind of sew in, kind of sew around. I mean, there's still some stretch there. Yeah, that might be good for the top. I'm gonna go get my scrap elastic here. This is the container I have the current doll project in. I was thinking this might be good for like some of the smaller elastic pieces. I mean, I might still be able to use some of these pieces as strings when stringing up a doll. Oh yeah, that'll be big enough. There we go. Just like around the neck and the bottom. And then I'm going to sew this onto the doll itself. I was thinking about this earlier today. While I was making my breakfast. Made so much rice for breakfast. So much rice. So it wasn't so not that long ago. I'm just gonna pop it in a little bit on the end here. Um, wasn't that long ago I saw basically you fry up an egg in some sesame oil and you put it on some rice. So I thought I'd try it. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And by really good, I mean like really pleasant. Good, not like tasty, but it's just more like a ooh, this is kind of nice kind of breakfast. So I thought I'd try it. I enjoyed it. And to the day I thought, oh, I'll do that for breakfast. But I really did not want to deal with my rice cooker. Not for any particular reason. It's just I didn't really feel like, playing around with the rice cooker today. And I had my Instant Pot plugged in still from making dinner the other night. So I thought, oh, I'll try that. I know I can make rice in my Instant Pot. The problem is, it is so much rice. Just so much rice. So I made so much rice today. It was scary. But I figure I can use the extra rice I can either reheat it a little bit if I want to, or if I want to just reheat some rice, I can. If I want to have fried rice within the next couple nights, I can. So I was thinking about that. For dinner within the next couple nights, just make some fried rice. My partner, unfortunately, can't handle the rice. Their stomach does not like rice. And it's weird. They like rice, but they can't have it because their stomach goes nuts. I find it really weird. But at the same time, it means more rice for me. I love rice. Doesn't hurt that it's cheap. For now, it's cheap. Ow. Once I get the top done here, I'm gonna take a quick break and get a fresh drink. So I gotta. Oh, and I've also got to grab a pair of like jeans or Actually, I'm using old jeans. I can use that as reference. Oh, I gotta find those patches too. Um, but this way I know how to stitch appropriately. And I just figure I'm just doing this to add some structure to the top. But yeah. I'm gonna have to grab something so I have like, maybe I'll grab that, grab a jean. I can find a jean. No, I don't know. I just want to be able to make sure the stitches look right on the jean jacket I'm gonna make. But I figured instead of leather on the jacket, do a denim jacket. Might be kind of fun. Unfortunately, it is gonna have to have some hems on it. So I might have to trace the pattern again. I got paper. And give it, seam allowances and stuff. I gotta raise my seat. I really gotta fix this. I gotta take like a week or two off from streaming and clean my shelf, fix my chair, maybe completely redesign the layout of my office. This should also add a little bit or hide some of the rougher cuts. I'm just not a professional seamstress or anything, so I'm not a tailor. I'm not a tinker tailor soldier. Or spy. Nope, not spy. Not here planning for a colonization of this world or anything. On our feet. Okay. Ah. Nope, 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 nope. There you go. Don't get caught. There we go. Oh. Okay. Hoping this works. Like I said, this is an idea I had in the morning. It's not even like, oh, I wake up and have an idea. It's more of getting up, Getting some caffeine. Making breakfast idea. I'm trying to make it as even as possible. Probably not going to be even, but I'm trying to make it even. Next week's schedule might be weird. I might do like everyday Handcam streams until the style's done. I don't know. Except on Thursday. Okay. I hope I don't run out of thread on this. I mean, I got plenty of black thread. A rat. I'm trying to hold things together so I only have one hand. Making life a little more difficult than it should be. I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this. But am I going to do the easy way? Hell no. But I want it at least around the top and the bottom for visual. The sleeves are going to be buried under the jacket. And this is the only outfit I'm going to be making for Equinox, I think. Maybe tomorrow we can get out to Hobby Lobby or something. And I can get another couple doll stands. And some more elastic. I mean, I got enough for another doll, maybe two. But I don't want to run out of elastic. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I am really thirsty, so I'll be back in a couple minutes. Just get a drink and back in a second. See you on the flip side. There we go. I'm back. Back to this. You know, just getting really thirsty. It's like, oh, I need to get a drink. And then, of course, as soon as I'm about to stand up, my monitor craps out. So I'm thinking tomorrow. If we're out that way, maybe see if I can go pick up a second, like a second monitor or something. You go to Goodwill and see if they got anything. I don't want like a brand new expensive monitor. I want something I can have on my craft table. It's not going to be too expensive. I was like, oh, it hasn't crapped out yet. Of course it craps out. Oh, please have enough. I would like to get to the end of this before having to get more thread out. I didn't raise my seat. I should have raised my seat. Okay. I kind of want to go and see if I can find my old Spelljammer stuff. And see if plasmoids were something new or something old. I barely remember old Spelljammer stuff. I am mad, though, when I was looking through the books, that they changed the lore on the giant space hamster. Giant space hamsters were made by Tinker Gnomes from the Dragonlance campaign setting in the original second edition version of Spelljammer, and now they're natural. No. No, 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 no. I like the fact that they were created by Tinker Gnomes so they could power the Tinker Gnomes spell jamming capable ships via their giant space hamster wheels. There's something funny about that I think has been lost. Mainly probably because they hadn't introduced the Dragonlance setting properly into 5e yet. But still, you got rock gnomes. They're basically Tinker Gnomes, except their devices work. Okay, I hope this works. Oh, I am gonna have to. I think this is gonna be the last stitch, maybe. If I can get at least to the arm seam, I will be happy. I'll try. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna be able to. At least this is gonna be in the back. Oh no, this is the front. Didn't even tie. Yeah, this is. Let's see if I can get this into a smaller needle. Maybe that'll help, and I can at least get a knot in this. Get it in without a needle. You always tie a knot. I'm going to tie that down a little bit, but I should be able to. I don't need a whole lot more. Okay. There we go. Yeah, because this is right on the front. I want to get that at least locked down a bit. And it'll add a little bit of interest to the front. Maybe. Honestly, you know what would be cool? If I could get good enough at this kind of thing and enter the county fair. That's my dream. That is my dream with my dolls. Get good enough at making them and enter one into the county fair. I have weird dreams. I don't have big dreams. I'm not even saying win in the county fair. I'm saying enter. Make an art doll and enter the county fair. Not enter a state fair. Not enter some big art competition or doll making competition. But enter into the county fair. That would be cool. Oh, come on. No, no. There we go. I'm almost done. I'm like right at the seam to the back. And like I said, I'm going to put this on the dowel as soon as I get the bottom one in. And I'm going to sew it onto the dowel. It'll make getting it off a little more difficult in case I need to at some point. But at least it will look unified. And I don't have to try to sew snaps onto this thing. Okay. Okay. Almost. Almost. Whoops, sorry. Okay. Let's get. It's like a little short, but it uses up this tiny piece that I'm really not going to be using for anything else. Okay. Hmm. You know, I'm just going to throw around here and get a knot in. Okay. There. Yeah, I had my Claritin today. I think that should look fine. Plus some stretch. I'm just watching it go. Okay. Focus. Focus, man. Focus. Okay. Hmm. And then around the bottom. You know what? I'm not sure this is going to be enough. I'm going to get some fresh thread. I'm just going to put that over there for now, in case. That'll be my backup thread. I'm just going to get a fresh length. Excuse me. Whoop. Ah! How about you stay on my fingers? Nope. Nope. Stay. Stay. Okay. There we go. So I'm just going to have to sew this other piece into the bottom here. Okay, I'm going to raise my seat while I do this. Up. Okay. I'm gonna sew it on the other side, I think. Ow. Ow. Okay. Sew around the bottom here. Okay. I'm just gonna move my scissors. Sorry about my mic. Oh, come on, don't get caught on everything. Can we not get caught on everything, please? No, we gotta get caught on literally everything. Next thing you know, it's gonna get caught around my foot or something. It's gonna get itself caught around the one Cybertruck in the area. And then I'll be stuck with a Cybertruck and, well, there are fates worse than death. And Cybertrucks are definitely a fate worse than death. Kind of bad that all the cool places or all the places to watch tokusatsu shows are now gone that I know of. I don't know any places anymore. If anybody knows, send it via like a Twitch whisper or something. I think that's still a thing. I would say use ICQ or, IM, but I think most of that is gone nowadays. Discord's replaced it. Kind of sad. I miss ICQ. That was like the coolest. That was the coolest way back when. Listen to old man Hikaru. Okay. Almost. Doesn't help that I gave this doll a complex outfit to make. If I can get this top done, I'll be happy. If I can get this top done, I will be playing Paralives this weekend. If I can't get this top done, I will be focusing every stream until the outfit is done on getting the doll done. And by doll, I mean all the clothing. Because the outfit is an important part of the doll. Crypto, stop shedding all over the place. Guess the short little legs. He's a pain in the butt at times. But he's such an adorable little boy. I love him. He's such an adorable little dog. Hope nobody takes offense to this. But I think he's more adorable than Timothy. I mean, I'm biased, though. But I think Crypto's more adorable than Timothy. You know, this is weird. So, a while ago, I was watching a video. Somebody made like some porcelain art ball jointed dolls. And they were working on clothing for them. Underwear. And they're like, using silks and stuff that they had collected over the years to put underwear on these dolls. And here I am using the nylon mesh from a store-bought pair of nylon stockings that I bought to replace the nylon in my old pop filter. Just because I don't have any. I didn't have any other nylon I could use. You know, I'm using old jeans for a jean jacket. Scrap fabric from other projects for the pants. Same with the shoes. I'm using scraps. I learned how to do things by watching people who will use alpaca hair. They'll be using it like alpaca hair. For doll hair, and I'm using cheap yarn. I'm watching videos on people using their resin printer. Using a resin printer to, print the dolls up, and I'm just using my FDM. I mean, I have a resin printer. There's, no excuse for that. Other than the fact that I would rather use the FDM. I don't have the necessary ventilation for the resin printer yet. When you figure out there's room to put it in, I'll feel a little happier. Yes, get caught on literally everything now. Even the corner of the paper. Even on yourself. Come on. No. Nails. There we go. Raise seat again. Get a drink. Yeah, remember, when we go shopping tomorrow, we gotta pick up stuff for our friend's birthday dessert. I am just glad I'm not having to make more chicken salad. I mean, I won't mind making chicken salad. I just want to be warned ahead of time. That's a lot of chicken to cook. I'm just kind of wrapping it around instead of stitching it in, except at the ends. And I might go with like a wider stitch. This literally is getting caught on everything. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick widen the stitch a bit. At least in this part. Okay. Okay, almost. Nope, don't get caught around there, please. Up and around, thank you. Oh, my legs. Hmm. Like, it got caught on the hairs on my thumb. I am not joking about this getting caught on everything. Getting caught on the hairs on my thumb. My thumb. I swear, when I'm hand sewing, I need like a mile radius of nothing in there. You need to go out to like the middle of the Sahara or something. Holy crap. Just look at the time. Worked like 2 hours on this. Yeah, I'm probably going to be focusing pretty much every stream on the next schedule to doll making. So I do want to finish this dial by the end of the month. Because my goal is like $1 a month. Hoping I could get like $1 a month this way, but I'm definitely going to have to focus more streams to doll making. I'm almost done with the top. Then I'm gonna work on the, you know what? Then I'm gonna work on the bottoms. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of work on the bottoms. I think after the top. That way, I just have the jacket and the shoes next time. Well, and the bottoms, obviously, because the bottoms are gonna take a little bit of time to do. No way I'm gonna have them done in time. I mean, I might. Doubt it though. Maybe I can go to the craft store tomorrow. See what they have for remnants. At the very least, go to. No, never mind. I don't want to go there. This is a soul sucking place. One thing I've realized about Walmart, in particular Walmart, it kind of sucks out your soul. And what I mean by that is you walk in, you go do your shopping, and you have like no energy left. And it's not physical, it's just that mental strength just gone. Saps the very will out of you. No, by the time I get to like the back of the store, I'm like, I just want to get done and out of here. Unfortunately, I gotta go through all of this because we gotta pick up stuff from the back of the store, then go to the food section and get some of the groceries we need. Stay away from the meat aisle. So horrible. And I think we're probably gonna be heading to that end of town this week. I don't want to go to Walmart. Don't make me. I mean, at least Walmart's got a craft section. I might be able to find something I can use? Okay. There. Almost off the top. Only 2 hours of work here. There we go. Oh, I'll have enough. I only got that much left. And this gets sewn onto the doll. No. Maybe I should start taking commissions for dolls and I'll do like some ads for it in the style of the AI slap product ads, where it shows that where it shows that uh, uh, one sad creator who somebody once said their stuff was ugly and now we're looking for validation. They're, they're selling their obviously handcrafted slop. I mean product. Not just some cheaply manufactured thing. And they're just so sad. Maybe I should do a video like that, like a little video like that. Almost done. There's going to be a seam in the back. I know I'm not good enough at stitching. But I think my creativity's in there. Just not complete yet. There's sweat in this doll. There's probably going to be sweat in this outfit. Okay, one more and I not. Okay. There. Now time to get the doll. Get the doll. I'm being stared at. Okay. Feet up here. Okay. Carefully get around the hand. Get around the hand. Okay, good. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. 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 I'm liking this. I am liking this. Okay. Let's just turn you upside down here, buddy. Okay. Now I'm going to have to add a seam to the top because I'm not going to put snaps on the top. I could, but I don't want to. I'd rather keep the snaps for things that I can actually use the snaps for. I'm going to take a quick peek for something first here. I start typing in TH, and my browser wants me to go to threads, and I'm like, I go to Thingiverse a whole lot more. I'll take a quick look, see if there's any good buttons that I can use. want to take a quick peek. Okay, there are buttons that I could probably miniaturize or something. For the jacket. Okay. Okay. Now, unfortunately, the seam is going to be very much, visible, but I think in this case it'll be fine. Give me a second here with my mouse. It's weird to think that the Evil Dead technically takes place not far from here, up in the UP. It was filmed down south. It's kind of like one of the funniest stories I heard about the Evil Dead, at least the first Evil Dead, was that Sam Raimi wanted to film up in northern Michigan. Film the movie up this way. But he was like, oh, the winter is just going to be horrible. So I don't want to risk it. So I'll go down south and we'll film there. They had a horrible winter down there. Horrible. And they were filming in the wintertime. Meanwhile, up here, we had a mild winter that year. They could have easily have filmed up here. But they didn't realize it because they're going on what they know the weather's going to, what the weather's usually is. Oh, this is fun. I'm going to say this about my doll making, or my project making in general, is, oh, this is going to look like crap. oh, this is gonna look like crap. Oh, this is gonna look like crap. And then I put like this entire stream I've been like, oh, this is gonna look like crap. I'm not sure I'm gonna like this, but I'm sticking with it. And then I start putting it on the doll, and I'm like, oh, I like this. This is kind of nice. I wonder how many other people are like that. Okay. Okay. Come together nicely. I'm happy. I figured I'd do the mesh top first because it would simultaneously be the easiest and the more interesting. Because I haven't really done this before. Considering the last couple dolls have been bodysuits. And my next doll that I'm doing offline is a bodysuit. I'm thinking about moving into an online doll, saving it for another month. Or finding some place I can... someplace in the house I can, print it up in resin without having to be in the same room, at the very least. I do want to get a resin cure before I do something like that, though. Oh, I love the way that looks. I think that looks awesome. Wait, do a quick pose here. You know what? No. No, quick pose here. Okay. So I just want to get I'm gonna get a screenshot of this. I think this top looks awesome. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go put Equinox back. Nope. Okay. You can go on top of my books. And my D&D books back there too. Okay. We got a top. Where are we wrapped around? Sorry, headset cord. Okay. Parts. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna move this down here. Let me get my fabric. So, a couple years ago, I was working on a casting outfit for my for a cosplay of my VTuber model, and I found this like skirt at Goodwill that I could use. That I turned into. I think I turned it into like an overall skirt, and then I ended up coming up with a costume idea, a better costume idea, like the day right before. But I love this plaid. I kept all the scrap. And I figure I might be able to use it to make the pants out of for the doll. So I'm going to have to do each piece individually, I think. I'm going to trace with Sharpie. But I'm going to have to do each piece individually, I think. So. Put that back there. So. I don't think I have any pieces that are going to be wide enough. I think this will make a cool pair of pants. I really do. Oh, it's on the nose. This might not work. We'll see. Oh, I didn't make an appropriate pattern. I'll have to do that for the jacket, definitely. Can I see enough of this to... No, I can't. Let me... Come on. Yeah, I'll try that again. I'm trying this paint marker. I had 2 paint markers in there. Okay. Okay, wait. Nope. Okay. But I love the skirt pattern. I love the fabric pattern. The pattern on the fabric. Barely. I can barely see that. You know what? I'm gonna use pins. So this thing, I should be able to get both from this, just in a weird way. Okay. So, I mean, I can see that enough. I think I'm gonna risk it. Gonna risk it. I have to get a couple of. I don't know if the camera's seeing it, but I can see it a bit. Once I get into the lighter areas, I think I'll trace with this black Sharpie. Might have to hem. I think I can work with that. Okay. Now, I think I can get another piece here. I wouldn't mind some paint markers right about now. Okay. Okay. I'll take care of two front legs. I'm going to cut these two out so I can get them out of the way. Let me get a seam ripper out. I don't have anything on top of my sewing kit, do I? No, I don't. Okay. Nope. Let go. Okay. There's a seam right here. I'm just going to try to carefully remove it. Hoping I can get enough ripped here so I can just get that little corner free. There. Just want to free that corner. Man, I miss having Joanne fabrics around. Okay. I just want to get this little corner. No, it's I miss Joanne's because just like finding good fabric now. Trim that off. I think this is gonna look so cool as a pair of pants on a doll. I was gonna make it for like a pair of pants for my costume, but then I looked at it and it was like just panels and not like one big wrap thing. So I kind of made like overall top. And then, like I said, I had like an idea for something far more, far cooler. Um, because we were shopping at Marshalls, and saw this really cool pair of silver pants. And so I made like a quick top like the night before. Bought some patches. that could go on the top, and oh, it was gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna find another piece big enough to make the back of the pant legs. Nope. I know I got pieces big enough. Where's the... There it is. Oh yeah, that'll work. Excuse me. Okay. And it looks like it fits properly. So what I will do is trace Now this marker's dying. Hoping it's got enough. I'll trace, then I'm going to pin inside the trace, and then I'll cut. I should be able to see all that. Hmm. Okay, I should be able to do that. Okay. I'm just going to pin the fabric just to keep it together. But this is kind of one of the reasons why I keep scrap fabric around. You never know. Hoping it looks cool. Hoping it fits. Okay. Almost. Okay. And I will continue keeping the scrap. Okay. Just putting a B on the back. Of each leg here. Now it's going to be on the inside. You know what? I don't know why I'm doing that. I got this. I got this for that reason. I can't believe it took me all day to remember that. And I have it right there. Ugh. Look, no matter how advanced your civilization is, you're never as smart as you think you are. Put that back in here. Whoop. There we go. Okay. So, now I got the back. And the front. Now I'm just going to pin at the top here. I'm going to put pins in the areas where I'm not going to be stitching immediately. I'll probably have to do a hem. But in the areas I'm not going to sew, I'm going to put pins. Or a pin at least. To help keep things together. Whoops, I did it wrong. That would have been outside, but that's the... Like this. Once again. At least I thought about it. At least I realized what was going on. I'm going to grab some bigger pins. I want to keep the marks on the outside while I'm sewing so they can be on the inside when I'm done. Okay. I'm going to leave the bottom of the leg open. Okay. I don't know what color to use. I think I was going to use the blue I have. A blue thread, I think. Okay, almost. You know what? I should only be doing it on like this inner part right here. Because there's going to be some hemming in here. I'm just not going to put any belt loops or anything like that. That is too tiny for me. Yeah, I should only be doing a quick pin right there to make sure that is even. Okay. Let me grab the thread I'm going to use. Yeah, I think I was going to use this. It's going to be hand sewn. Okay. Now I grabbed a long piece. So hopefully I can get up one leg. I'm going to start with the inside of the legs. I'm going to do a very small stitch, but I'm going to do it on the inside of the leg. Okay. Okay. There we go. I'll grab this one. Grab that. Sorry. Bumped my mic stand with the scissors. Okay, I want to start on the inside and go down. I'm just gonna move those over there. I hope that nothing gets caught over there. Okay. And I'm just gonna eyeball because I find it a little easy for me to eyeball and worry about pins. What am I doing? I'm trying to be as even as possible. I like doing this stitch because it makes me feel a little more secure. Hopefully I can get the pants done. I don't think I'm gonna get the pants done today, though. I'm gonna see if I can find some paint markers. At the very least tomorrow. Part of me just wants to get my sewing machine out for this. And try to hand sew, but I'm going to risk the hand sewing. Mainly because I don't want to get my sewing machine out. I don't want to have to pick it up. It's heavy. Whoops. Uh-oh. Not good. Over there? I mean, I got plenty of fabric. I can always find a different pair of jeans if I need to. Kind of deepening a couple of stitches just so I don't fray the fabric too much. I don't want to rip apart a costume I made. Just to sew a doll outfit together. I'd rather use scrap. Even if I can't fit in that costume anymore. I still made it. I don't want to take apart something I made just for a doll. That's something I wonder about, like, the people that call themselves, like, professional cosplayers. How much do they have to work out to, try to stay in, to stay fit and trim? To fit into some of the costumes that they're making? I mean, honestly, some of these characters that they're cosplaying are, like, skinny. And some of these cosplayers are skinny. And they're doing this for years. And I'm thinking, like, people like Yaya Han and stuff. How much does she have to work out? Just to keep from developing a belly. Just because the character she's cosplaying doesn't have a belly. The world may never know. Hmm. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Raise the seat. Hmm. I think I was misjudging how blue this was. I think I'll use some gray thread for detailing when I get to that point. Because I got some gray thread pulled. I think it might be kind of nice for the detailing part. Where I'm doing the hemming and stuff. Which I'm doing by hand. But these will definitely need to be hemmed. Give me a second. I just want to... turning everything off for the moment so I can get a screenshot from the from my editing software. Okay. Okay. This way I can get like a screenshot from my editing software. I just want to get a couple minutes of this. I just want a screenshot of my sewing. Because I am thinking about when I do the upload. So far, so good, though. I'm going to sew each leg separately. I'm sure there's a more effective way of doing this, but I'd rather do this separately. A little bit. Okay. Turn everything back on. Bring this up so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. There. Where's my needle? I really should have gotten the sewing machine out for this, but I think if I'm going to use a sewing machine, I want to use that off camera. or set up a spot where I can use it. It's not going to be like right up to here. You can see what's going on. I just don't have a setup for my sewing machine yet. But I will be hemming the pants up at the top and on the bottom with some decorative hem. Oh, maybe I can get some like I don't know. I don't know. My brain's swimming right now. I got like ideas, but I don't know if I want to do those ideas. Ugh. But if I can find like some ribbon or something, I could hem and then put like a ribbon at the bottom or something. Not fancy ribbon, but it might look cool. Hoping this is gonna fit. If it doesn't, I'll remake. I'll remake off camera. If anything doesn't fit, I'm just gonna remake off camera, I think. But I will be testing a fit as soon as I have everything sewn together. Before I do the hemming. Yeah, my partner found so I think everybody knows about Jimothy right by now. Knows things about knows about Jimothy and the existence of Jimothy. And I have seen so much across my various feeds about Jimothy. And I have no problem with that. Jimothy's awesome. But the other day I asked my partner if they had seen anything about Jimothy on theirs. So I could so I could explain this. So if I needed to, I could explain the cute little raccoon. And they hadn't seen anything. And then one of the creators that they follow on YouTube for crochet released a video with a Jimothy pattern for crochet. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, everybody's making Jimothy stuff now. I bet if I looked online, I could probably find some, STL files for Jimothy. I'm not going to look. So I'm not going to really, I don't really want to hop on a trend. But I just thought it was kind of cool and kind of fun. I just hope Timothy's not in like pain from their spinal condition. Okay, come on. Oh, come on. Wait. Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to do any offline work unless things don't fit. And I will be checking as soon as this leg is sewn up on the other side. We're doing some offline work tonight and all the way through Saturday if I have to. Oh, I can't really do too much on Saturday. Well, I can bring some stuff with me on Saturday. Hmm. And I can just put some stuff in my backpack if I need to. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's gonna be like right up there. So after I get this leg done, I'm gonna do a uh, quick check, make sure everything looks like it'll fit. That way, if I have to redo things, I can. Okay. So, I did as best as I could with the plastic wrap and masking tape. Some stuff I know I'm definitely gonna be working on off cam. Like when it comes to the shoes, I am gonna like make the soles nice and thick. Okay, hopefully that's gonna be okay. Okay. Blah. Oh, lonely soldier boy, are you alone? Lonely soldier boy, why are you alone? Alone. Oh, glory without the joy, lonely soldier boy. Do you believe in the causes you're fighting for? You used to believe yesterday. Now what can you say? Now that you're so far from home, you're out here on your own. Lonely soldier boy, are you alone? Okay. Ugh. I am hoping this fits. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh. So I was thinking, since we're probably gonna be playing D&D this weekend on Saturday. Hopefully, it's gonna be fun. But I was thinking of like a backstory for the astral elf yesterday. It's like the idea that they're just like ancient kind of things, and playing with the idea that that when they got trapped in the world we're going to be playing on, shortly after finding their way onto this world, they fell in love with a human, got married, became a parent to their child, the human's child. The whole group grew to love and wanted to stay. Want to stay with that person forever, but that person was human to an ancient elf creature, and so had to watch their the one that they loved grow old and die kind of thing. And now so I'm trying to think of like, what can I do with a monk? What can I do with a plasmoid monk? That's what I've been thinking for the plasmoid. And I got to thinking, a plasmoid is an ooze. They can, maintain a human form, and take a human form, a rough human shape. Not like the shapeshifters or anything, but like a rough human shape or a rough humanoid shape. What if when they came to the world, we're going to be playing on, or what if they were like fascinated with solids, with just solid things? They're not. They're not solid, but there's so many solid things out there. And they became fascinated with, creating things, with making things by hand. But I always picture that non, the a monk character being not exactly one who seeks out violence kind of thing. There's a martial art monk. And what if instead of like doing, blacksmithing or something transitory like food, they make something peaceful or relatively peaceful, like toys for children? They do stuff like this. They make dolls. And they make dolls and toys for the young to play with and enjoy. They sew. They I mean, I don't know how fantasy medieval it's going to be. I can only guess. So, but like they whittle. They whittle the parts. They craft intricate joints because they can feel things, physically in ways that humans can't, or humanoids really can't. And really just, smooth the wood as best as possible and make dolls and stuff. That could be kind of cool. Now it's gotten me more excited about the plasmoid monk again. I'll have to check stats and maybe I'll flip a coin or something. So I do have to make a character. I'll raise my seat and get a drink. Okay. I mean, honestly, that could be interesting. Monitor crapped out for a second. That could be an interesting idea for a character. Or, for a character backstory. They're fascinated by, physical things. They're fascinated by making physical things. And that could be really cool. It's not like they can make anything really advanced for anything, at like big scale. No, big in a quick amount of time. They take their time. They carefully smooth out the wood until it's like smooth. They're very careful when they're carving and stuff. Okay, hopefully I can get this leg done. And hopefully it fits. Because if it doesn't, then I'll have to start another, then I'll have to remake the pattern and start another leg and do more cutting. And I'll have to do that off camera. Okay. Here we go. Done with this, and I'm gonna fit it. I'm nervous about that, but hopefully it will fit. I can't believe we got this far. With no knots. I'm happy. Been pretty smooth sailing on this. Makes me worried about Sunday when I have to do some more sewing on stream. I don't know what I'm doing different. I gotta remember to ask about Halloween costumes, see if there's anything I need to make for this year. That was a snore. It was like a from crypto. It was just like sometimes that dog can get a snore out. Like a snore. He does not snore. I snore. He doesn't seem to. And I'm pretty sure I would hear it if when I wake up in the middle of the night and have to go pee. If he was snoring. Really? Monitor just crept out like again. It's going so long and then now it's just like boom boom. Makes it really hard to keep my eye on crap when monitor goes boom. I really need to get over to Goodwill. I'd rather get it like a cheap monitor and then have to spend money on like a completely brand new monitor. Okay. Almost done with this leg. Now I'm going to use this thread, I think, for the detail, actually. Might look nice. I mean, against the black, it's very vivid. Against the blue, it's still pretty vivid. Almost done. Okay. I'll take that pin out after I get the stitch in. And then doing a little right there, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Take this pin out. Okay, let's make sure it's gonna fit on a leg. If it fits on a leg, I can get it put on the doll. Oh, hand puppet. Ugh. Huh? Hello, Dark Beast Boy. What do you mean by do the hand puppet? Okay. It's gotta fit all the way up here. Okay, it fits most of the leg. Little tight. Okay, it fits. It seems to fit good. Okay, good. I was worried about that. And I don't have to be. So it should be fine. I'm just going to get it off carefully. Okay, let's put you... Raise you up. Get you put back over here. There we go. Okay, I should be able to get to the next one then. Or at least start it. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, I had a burp. Okay. Nope, no, no, nope, 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 nope. Okay. Okay. Get this done. I mean, kind of tight, but I kind of want this style to have kind of tighter pants. I like the idea of that. Okay, almost. There we go. Ah, I'm gonna get as far as I can. Unfortunately, my stream does end in about 20 minutes. Because I gotta make dinner for my partner before they head off to work. It means I gotta figure out what to make. And there's certain things that I want to make for them, but I can't because we don't have the stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what I can make from what we got. Something they can reheat at work. And that I haven't already made this week. I made pasta earlier in the week, and we're out of Parmesan cheese, and they love Parmesan cheese in their pasta. Um, I need to pick up lettuce if I want to make like a salad or something. They just had a sandwich cold sandwich yesterday. And I just did chicken for them the other night. Hmm. Oh, up, up. There we go. Hoping this looks good when it's done. But considering the mesh top, how that seemed to turn out for me, I'm pretty a little more confident on the pants now. Oh, excuse me. Okay, almost. Almost. Ah, itch. Okay, almost. The fact that it seems to be coming together nicely is making me happy. Hopefully, it continues doing this on Sunday. Because I am probably going to be doing more of this on Sunday. And I'm not planning to come back tonight. Kind of want to, but at the same time, I know I'm going to need to get to bed early enough to get some sleep before we go shopping in the morning. That way I know my brain's working. And I remember to do everything I need to do before shopping. I don't spend too long trying to figure out food or anything. So we will be going shopping tomorrow. That much I do know. We need to. Okay. Almost. Okay. I'll be able to start on the next leg. Or on the outside of the leg. Hopefully. I mean, I got the top done. And that was arguably the more unusual thing to make. So I am not used to having to work with nylon stocking. This I know I can handle. It's gonna be interesting when I have to make the jacket though. And the shoes. Oh, can I get down to the bottom with this amount of thread? I also tend to double up on the thread just because. Once again, it's one of those things that just makes me feel like it's just a little extra secure. Like using this stitch, which I believe is called a blanket stitch. But I'm not positive. One of these days, I want to learn the Henson stitch. But I think I need diagrams for that. And let me get to the bottom. Let me get to the bottom. Let me get to the bottom, please. Please let me have just enough. Please let me have just enough. I'm going to switch over to a smaller needle. Hopefully. Almost. Oh, I don't think I'm going to have enough. Crap. Okay, I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get some more thread. Some more blue thread. Okay. I can get another needle. I know what I'm doing. I have an idea on what I'm doing. I'm not going to pull up a lot of thread. I don't think I'm going to need that much. Okay. When I was younger, I could do this without the needle threader. But now I need the needle threader, and I can go, hey, at least I finally have a use for that. Okay. So. That around there. Okay. I'm just going to put that in there. I'm just going to tie into there. Okay. And I'll trim that later. See, I know what I'm doing. Possibly. Don't quote me on that. Never quote me on when I say I know what I'm doing. Honestly, to be perfectly honest, a good 90% of the time I have no clue what I'm doing. Making it up as I go along. I plan things ahead of time. I'm still making up as I go along. Unless I, recently watched a how-to video on it, which I haven't. At least get this part done of the leg. Okay. What? Oh, Matt. Hmm. Okay, one last stitch. Well, maybe two more stitches. Okay. Last stitch I'm going to get today, I think. No, I'm going to pull that back out. Okay, I think this is what I'm going to call it for the night. I gotta go make some dinner. I'm also pretty hungry. I've only had breakfast today. So I'm gonna need to get some food for myself and feed my partner. So I am going to see if there's anybody to raid. And yeah, I'm gonna see if there's anybody to raid. If there's anybody I want to raid. I'm gonna grab my keyboard here. Okay. Generally, I like looking for. Whoops. Whoops. There you go. Oh, come on. Let me. No, I didn't want that. I don't want to. I don't want to scroll. So I'm going to use my keyboard. Generally, I look for VTubers or PingTubers. No. That which is a still image. You know, I'm not really seeing anybody I want to raid. So, yeah, I'm going to call it. I will be back on Sunday to work more on the pants. Hopefully get that finished up. And do maybe start work on the coat or something? On the jacket? I don't know. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you on the flip side. Bye.